Bring this back in for our chit chat.
Chitty chat.
So after that bombshell's been released, we'll just have to deal with that when the time comes, and everybody will have to see if that ever actually comes up. Maybe it won't.
I'm sure it's fine.
It'll be all right. We'll figure it out.
That's probably for future us.
It's always future us's problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why do something today when you could put it off for tomorrow?
Kick the can down the road.
I'm not going to make that joke.
No, go ahead.
That's the congressional spirit.
I mean, it's true. I don't think
I
anybody.
guess that's a neutral enough joke that we can all, not feel too uncomfortable with it.
Government bad? What do you mean by this?
And I mean, I think even Jack can agree with that. Government kicking the can down the road.
Yep. I think we've all got one of them. It's an incompetency of the highest order.
There's one in every government. 535 in ours, actually. But
no. We've got it. We call it the Houses of Parliament.
I mean, yeah.
That's about right.
Yeah.
On that lovely bit of political rhetoric, but very true.
Hey, we kept it neutral.
It was very neutral. That's why I wasn't just like, no, don't do it, don't. I don't want either side coming over here yelling at us because
I think it's like comedy. Comedy is funny when you're not having to direct it at someone. Like if your joke relies on a specific person to make it funny, it's really not that comedic.
You're also punching down when you target like a marginalized group or anything like that. If you're in politics, you paint a target on yourself for that very purpose. It's punching up in the best possible way.
Josh here doesn't look like he.
I was going to say, are we going to punch sideways on the?
Punching sideways, I suppose, is just self-deprecation. It's
but I'm great at self-deprecation. I've got so much content.
Yeah, absolutely. It's punching sideways. So I suppose it's more like punching yourself in the face. But hey,
quit hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself. I mean,
what if that's what a therapist just said? Like that's just therapy 101. Quit hitting yourself.
I wouldn't know. I've never been to therapy, though. I probably need it.
I've been told. Yeah.
I think everyone needs it.
That's my wife's phrasing too. I think everybody needs therapy.
Right, but it's all about what kind of therapy. Like, I desperately need some cordite therapy right now, but it's a little expensive.
Cord?
Gunpowder.
Ah.
Yeah.
Range therapy. Got it.
Nothing takes care of a month's worth of stress like some 5.56 downrange. What can I say?
You agree with that, Peter?
That's a fairly accurate statement, yeah.
Peter just goes out to the desert and shoots things.
Rocks and cans and whatever else looks shiny enough to shoot.
Yeah, I wish.
There's no deserts around you? No, there's not. I already know the answer to that.
No, it's more like swamps. I mean, I could pick a few towns that are just completely abandoned, and that would be close enough. But it's we do have ranges. It's just price ammo's out there right now, and we're trying to pay off debt. So
On that lovely note, we're gonna roll that footage.
Only recently hatched, he's still rather large, about 17 feet long from snout to tail.
I'll be handling a lot of the diplomatic affairs.
There's nothing worth fighting the Mokir over for anyways. Nothing of physical value, at least.
I'm really hoping there's going to be some money here, because if not, there's only going to be 3.
But we're gonna cut this out because this is where the intro is gonna go. Blah 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 blah. Overly excited dragon.
Yes, I am here. I am Ashar, here to give you what happened last time we were here. So we successfully de-escalated tensions. Well, Vance de-escalated it. I helped by getting in between them. So we put off the Kesh's men for later. We kind of we'll deal with them in a bit and their issues. In the meantime, we had a conversation with the mayor, Mayor Enders. He told us his first name is Cervantes. It's a cool name. I like it. He paid us. Yes, we got paid. We got paid double for helping in the detention spot because he got drunk.
Not double.
Wasn't double? I thought it was double.
We turned the tablet around. We got a 20% tip. Keep going.
Anyways, so yeah, now we're trying to figure out the next step. Security. Do we move the town over there? But then there's a risk of getting in the robot's way and shooting people and having a big battle. We don't know. That's what we're trying to figure out.
And figuring it out, hopefully you shall, as
Carry on. Just thought you'd appreciate that.
that is depressing.
Oh no, it was absolutely as a joke, but it stuck. For like 5 minutes. It was just funny for like the 5 minutes it happened.
Share with the class.
Okay.
I'll share it later.
Enders. So, what do we do here?
Ultimately, you're the boss on this mission. You know the current situation. You know what you want. You're the dreamer. We're quickly becoming the achiever here. So,
You think you can talk Kesh down without killing him?
I think if we can allay what we're supposed to do with these prisoners, then yeah. But we also have to be prepared for those negotiations to go awry.
Prisoners. You can tell he's still feeling the effects of the alcohol. And those prisoners, any great ideas on those?
Kesh isn't going to let them just wander off into the desert, but we don't want him to sell them. What if we bought them?
And I said
What's the
before,
price?
what would we do with them? We can't let them
I'm
free.
still working that out.
Well, what do slaves normally do?
That's not really the topic here, but
But I thought no. Oh,
It depends on who's buying them. Forced labor, gladiatorial combat, you know.
if we wanted to open a
Worse.
dialogue with the coalition, then, you know, saying, hey, we found them while we were on our way back, and I don't know, they won't buy that story, but, you know, saying we managed to free them and try to met out some peace would be an option. They could become a show of good faith to try and broker a peace so that nobody gets run over. Unfortunately, Kesh isn't going to allow that to last long term either.
They're citizens from a minor coalition town. Even if we release them and get that town's public opinion on our side, the coalition as a whole won't give a shit and will run us over.
Also, I have a feeling that town doesn't exist anymore.
Well, it's
Kesh doesn't strike me
14
as a
people.
halfway kind of person.
When you're dealing with the coalition, I mean, you get in, get what you can, and leave. They will deploy on top of you.
Right. I suppose what we do is going to revolve around our end goal, and then we work back from there. Do we want to create this town under the flag of the Pecos Empire? Do we want to strike out on our own and try to be some neutral third faction, or at the risk of complete and total annihilation? Or do we... I mean, that's really kind of our two options. It sounds like working with the coalition is not going to be an option here. So
And
that's kind of our two options.
If it was an option, it's not an option I'd want to take.
Right.
I kind of want this place. I want anybody to be able to live in this place. Gestures at Yax and Asher to kind of prove his point.
I gathered. So, it boils down to, do we want to remain neutral and keep the Pecos Empire away by using essentially the factory as a bargaining chip, or do we want to embrace the Pecos Empire, in which case I cannot guarantee that this slavery thing won't continue to happen. I can try to negotiate with the Empire.
Fight for freedom or be a vassal of the Empire?
You know what we've got out there. We've told you what we've got out there. You know what it can do. Your plans just expanded massively, I'm sure.
He kind of shakes his head. What's out there's great and all that, but I'm sorry, I don't necessarily put my trust in things I don't understand either.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps you should go open a dialogue with the old world machines yourself. You are the representative of this town. If you're going to cooperate with them, we do not really have any ties here.
I would
You would
stress,
need a representative
though,
of your town to go negotiate peace. I don't believe you would need to negotiate peace with them. I think they are content to just sit there and keep their generator turned on. But
In the meantime, should I choose to go do that, what will be your next task? Set up an economy? Or deal with the security situation? Because the state, I want cash out. I do. I'm going to be quite frank. I want cash out. I want the raiders out. I want a different security force that is maybe a little less blood-soaked, as it were. I know that's kind of a tall order when asking for a security force, however.
security... It's going to depend on who we negotiate with first. My bigger concern is that if the mayor were to leave the town, Kesh would just start rounding people up left and right. So I'm a little nervous about leaving Kesh here without any kind of oversight. I'd thought to petition the Empire, but I don't know who I would go to for that. I would have to speak to my order.
I mean, you want anything done in the Empire, there's really only one person to talk to. Saber himself.
Why
I know who
did I think you were
Saber
going to say
is.
that?
Saber is the only one that is able to get any of the rabble out here into any semblance of order. He has his own standing army, so even if one small outlier doesn't want to, he's able to exert enough pressure to force the situation.
And what's his particular views on slavery?
He's the one that sent Kesh here, right?
For all of his public demeanor and the demeanor of his personal army, the Saber Warriors, as he calls them, they are not good at heart.
Right.
They are a bit more controlled than the elements abound, but they are not above taking what they need when they need it.
Yeah.
What about the Tomorrow Legion? The one that sent us here? Could they send more?
I could petition the knights for some others like myself, but we'll just call that a tall order.
I can make a few contacts, get some messages out, but like with the Knights, I doubt I can get anything more.
Yax, Ash, we do have that guy. Remember that time that we had to get elbow grease for Leo?
I don't think a black market trader on the other side of the world is going to help us too much here. It's a possibility for the future for arming this developing town, yes, but
They would know, they'd have contacts on who to reach out to. They might have a decent enough angle. I think the Tomorrow Legion's a good idea too. But
the opportunity of opening another essentially fortress for the Legion out this direction is a possibility. So is the possibility of hiring a PMC from the north.
we might save that card for the economy, yeah. What do you think, voice in my head, do you think the Tomorrow Legion would be interested in coming out here? GM, that's your cue.
See, you had a voice.
Lore.
See, here's the thing. You had another voice talking in your head just a couple sessions ago, so I was like, are you trying to reach out to the void entity?
Oh no, that was as far as Vance is aware, that was a fever dream that happened while he was, screaming his head off. Like,
the Tomorrow Legion is essentially based in Castle Refuge in Arkansas, not far from Branson, Missouri. So that's the distance we're talking about here.
not
Is it on the map?
but doable.
No, it's not on this. It's not on that map.
Okay.
That map is just of the very local area. It just depends. It depends on how many contracts are currently going out. It depends on what forces they have. That changes drastically. I don't want to say day by day, but week by week.
Sure, it kind of does change day by day when you think about it, but yeah. Let's appeal to allies to deal with the security issue. Would be my thought.
Reach out to the Legion, see if... I'm sure there are many folks who would love a chance to to spill coalition and imperial blood in the Legion. Many people have been wronged. We can reach out to them. We can reach out to our contacts in the north. See the possibility of hiring mercenaries. More money driven than purpose driven. In the meantime, I would advise the mayor here speak with the old world machines to determine the future cooperation between them. We can sit here in this town and keep Fresh from doing anything. The presence of a dragon here alone is going to stop him from starting a gunfight in the middle of the street, you know?
Probably.
Raiders, they are raiders, but they're not. I don't think his men would listen to the command to open fire on the town while a dragon is in it.
I really don't like where this is going because it sounds like we're splitting the party. That never ends well. But I'm going to say it. The mayor does not have clearance to negotiate or to even enter that facility. One of us is going to have to go.
Is this diplomacy or aggressive diplomacy?
Oh man,
It is diplomacy.
I'm out.
dragon's kind of essential to the plan.
I'm more than willing to accompany the mayor back to that city. But yeah, unfortunately, we will be splitting up. But when have we not split up? Missions.
We try not to. Well, and I guess that would leave me to.
Can we just call the Legion?
I'd also thought about requesting that. I had thought about requesting that Monitor come to us and talk about things, but I don't know if he's got that kind of range.
Well, sounds like Ender says as he kind of rubs his face, I'm going to be making a journey with you, Yax, tomorrow. First light.
Yeah, I mean, it's the desert. You should probably leave a little before first light, but, you know. But yes, it's probably better that you see what you're working with in this with your own eyes than just our tales.
I will expect the three of you to take care of my town while I'm gone.
It's in the best hands.
It's in competent hands.
I have claws.
Could have hands.
But I like my claws better.
At this point, that the wall falls again, but this time with scratches on it.
This will also give us time to use some means of communicating to the city, and you know, I can send out letters or however things work around here.
As a psionic individual.
Could you like
am I linked? Yeah, am I linked to anyone? Do I have the sort of like the classic cyberpunk?
Like, can we send email? Can we
call someone with your brain type thing?
If they have the implants, yes.
Right.
But of course, Vance, Yax, and Ash don't have any of those implants.
But I do have the cyber armor, which could foreseeably have some means of communication. I just, you know, the long range communications are the question. Like, are we writing letters? Are we sending like Morse code? Or
long range communication is difficult at best.
Yeah, that was established.
Pigeons.
It is outside of weird high bits of technology such as the quantum entanglement that Kesh spoke of. It is mostly radio waves, CBs, that type of stuff.
Perhaps I could petition for a courier to show up or something. I'm trying to figure out how to appeal to the order, to the Cyber Knight order, to see if some of them might go on a grand quest to help a budding city in dangerous need under the oppressive fist of... I'll make it up as I go along, okay?
A crusade, you say?
I wasn't gonna say that. We don't use the C word. It gets too many of them all at once.
Is that not what we want?
No, you don't actually.
You hear a small voice in the back. But then we don't have to listen to the Codex Astartes.
Look, when they use the crusade word, all bets are off. All the rules go out the window. We're talking like war crime level stuff. Just leave that one be. Save that for, okay, we can't get rid of Crush any other way. How about that?
On that note, the night draws near, and with that, the promise of sleep. The next day rolls around. Yax and the mayor have already absconded off on their journey, and I think it's time to pull one of our cards. Who wishes to take the interlude this time? There's only two people that haven't taken it at this time.
Well, we lost Yax, so...
Yeah, I gotta go to work.
Okay.
That's why I'm splitting the party. Good luck.
Thanks.
We'll be fine. That. Sorry.
So either Ash or Vance, right?
Yep.
Oddly enough, that I hadn't even thought about the fact he had to go to work. Totally out of character for a moment. That's crazy how that worked out.
Yeah.
I was thinking of going with him, but I get, anyway. Sorry, didn't mean to break the narrative for a moment. Sorry, who's drawing?
It's either going to be you or Ash.
Flip a coin.
Like, I know I got a coin somewhere.
No, I mean we'll roll on here. Slash.
I was gonna say, I tell you what, this would give me a great opportunity to talk about why things are rough with the order. So if you want to let me take a shot at it, I will. But if you still want to roll for it, I will gladly accept the result.
If you've got a plan, you've got a plan. Go for it.
I've got a plan.
All right, so let me go ahead and make the draw. Build this into the interlude.
Do I click on it?
Interlude is a... no, it is an diamond. So, for the interlude of a diamond, that is downtime. The character studies or works on an object of some sort. What is it? Track how the group found something that helped them along the way, such as an oasis, minor treasure, ammo, food, friendly locals, etc. Or backstory, something your hero wants or already has. It might be a material possession, recognition, a political goal, or even a trip he wishes to take to some amazing destination.
There's a sigh, kind of, one that Ash and Leo recognize as I start to put together in my head how I'm supposed to speak to the Order. We're not on the best of terms. We've done things.
I know that noise. I've heard you sound like that before.
You're familiar with the term the black sheep of the family.
Well, that's how I think we ended up finding each other. Yeah.
Well, it all started 5 years ago. I was working a mission out in a small town just outside of Tucson. It was an easy enough job, but things started to go south quickly when we realized we were in over our heads. Now, I was born into the family. My mother and father were mechanics for the Cyber Knights. They worked on the suits, they worked on machinery and all of that stuff, but they themselves never really got into the knighthood side of things, and I wasn't planning to until I brokered a peace between two major cities that were on the brink of war within the Empire. I sort of got conscripted, in a way. I became too valuable to just let go do what I want. As a result, though there was a lot of, I'll just call it propaganda, about sacrificing oneself, heroic deeds, and all of that, I never really truly bought into it. So here I am, a man being expected to go and do some deed and die out quickly for some greater good, and we succeeded. We didn't succeed that well, and perhaps I should have stayed behind and fought off an army of an army of raiders, and valiant attempt to save a village. Truth be told, I was just fighting for my life. We saved the village at the cost of a great many people, because I wasn't willing to go throw myself into death. And I've lived with that. But there was an inquisition afterwards. There was accusations of cowardice. You know the drill. In the end, by negotiating a peace, by resolving the situation, I became a little too popular for them to just punish. For my results outweighed my methods. But it's always kind of stuck. I can petition them for help, sure, but it won't do me much good without selling it to them in a way that I don't even believe myself. We continuously throw ourselves out there, sacrificing far too many good people for people who just rely on us for every minute small thing. A raider here, a missing caravan there, and one of them eventually is going to cost lives that are best spent elsewhere. That's all I believe. Or that's my variance from the typical order.
So, so what happened? What pushed you out? What did it?
When the village called to us, we tried to put together some Minutemen, some protectors to help bolster the town, right? I was under the impression that training them to defend themselves was the best option. But no, we were superheroes the moment we showed up, and so everyone else sort of sat back and decided they didn't need to participate in the defense of the city. The Cyber Knights were going to do it for them. In the end, I left them to their own devices. They did succeed because of what we did. We killed off enough of them that the panic and the blind fire coming from the village was enough to ward them off. But I wasn't willing to sit there and roll over and die for people who treated me like a glorified butler.
So
I mean,
walked.
they should be willing to help a little. I mean, if you're going to be there protecting them, they should still protect themselves. That's only right. I don't understand why they wouldn't do that.
When you get comfortable with having heroes come and solve everything for you, you get complacent. That complacency is what led to us having to choose between our own lives and theirs. Daniel chose the latter. I chose the former. And as I walked away from it, yeah, I'm alive. He's not. The village survived anyway. Came back, brokered a peace, shut everyone up. But I didn't get out of it unscathed.
Do you think it would have made a difference if you had stayed?
The village would have had less bodies to bury, that I'm certain. I would have just been in I'd just been in that pile. And given that they'd done very little to prepare for what they should have seen coming, I didn't feel inclined to sacrifice myself.
Well, good. You shouldn't sacrifice yourself for people like that anyway.
It's different the way we see the world, Ashar. For them, it's like, stop me if I'm wrong, but it's part of the code.
It's a dubious part of the code, but part of the code nonetheless. The idea of self-sacrifice over, looking out for yourself. There's the code. There's what's written in word that we're to do. That I have held to strongly. But the spirit and the belief, the dogma, as it were, that I've had a difficult time processing and working with. There's nothing in the code that says that we have to go out in a blaze of glory. But an extremist, in my take, understanding of the words could lead to that thought. I have broken no oath. I just didn't do things the way they wanted me to.
So what's the phrase you said? You followed the letter of the law, but not the spirit of the law? Is that how that works?
I followed the letter of the law. I didn't follow their spirit of the law.
Well, their spirit of the law seems like it would get everybody killed, and then they wouldn't be able to save anyone anyway.
My point exactly.
Well, I think you did right, because then you wouldn't be here to teach me that what's right.
And I think about that a lot. Even before you, Shar, the years that we've spent, Leo and I, the people we've saved, albeit sometimes I've irritated him doing the sort of heroic thing, but on the whole, we've done good. Good that wouldn't have happened if I wasn't there.
And because I was there, we got paid for it.
Fair enough.
Two sides of the same coin, that's another phrase, right? Both of you together make one coin.
It's kind of how I've looked at it. Occasionally I let him play good cop.
Occasionally I let him play bad.
Yeah, it never goes well. No.
I know you sounded pretty threatening when we walked into the town that morning.
Yeah, but I was being the good guy.
That was good. That was good cop. Well, I guess I haven't seen
bad cop. Started shooting.
Bad cop, you fire into the air and get everybody on the ground.
Good cop, you send a dragon to get everyone on the ground.
I could have fired into the air. Would that have been good cop or bad cop?
Shooting, like setting off flames and stuff in the particularly tense standoff like that would probably have been ill-advised.
Okay, good thing I didn't.
I know you could have. I also know you could have picked up Kashar or Kesh.
Mr. Nightmare.
I'm confident you could have picked him up and somersaulted him into the air and sent him flying off into the nether. That is Plan C, by the way. C for
okay.
catapult.
Well, if your negotiations go south, then yes, Plan C.
I'm hoping that the negotiations will be brief. You thought I was going to say it, but I didn't. There you go.
Just teasing us, aren't you? Teasing us.
Does that fulfill the requirements for the card, or should we keep going?
You can keep going. I'm perfectly fine. If you wish.
I was-
Or if you're done, you be done. That's up to you.
I think we're pretty done. I think we've established the conversation and the background and all that. So
Up to you if you
If
want
the
to go on.
if the GM's got any questions, I'll fill in the blanks.
Look, if you want to reach out, that's up to you. But
I will.
if you want to put it behind you, I think we get
I
it.
can't.
Why?
I rely on them for the suit and a lot of the powers. So
You do need a new suit, don't you?
do I, GM?
I believe.
Does a chunk of my body just like fall off because it's technically nanotech on the body? So
A significant amount of the nanotech bots were destroyed, absolutely vaporized by that blast.
Are they self-replicating at all?
yeah, that's what I was kind of wondering.
I don't really think this game tells me if the nanobots in your suit are self-replicating, honestly.
That sounds like a GM call.
That sounds like it's the GM's decision. Does Vance need to get his armor repaired?
Yes. I believe I had actually
Okay.
answered that before. though.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I think you have too, but I couldn't remember. I've had coffee and dealt with a baby since then, so
I get that feeling.
yeah. So yeah, I again, however a communication works, I'm going to send a letter, Skype them. I don't know. Send word that I need repair support, and I have a proposal to the order for a quest most upstanding in its calling, I suppose. I'll try to drum it up about a city a jewel in the desert in need of the kind of hope and selfless service befitting that of the order.
And with that, you do notice that there does in the mayor's town hall, there is a working CB.
Okay, I'll use code then.
You can handle.
Oh, of course, my handle is Smitebot.
And who's going to reach out to, is it still also in the plan to reach out to the Tomorrow Legion?
I would think so, yeah. So I guess I can pull double duty unless Leo wants to take a crack at.
I can reach out to the Tomorrow Legion.
Yeah. You speak the Tomorrow Legion's language a little better than I do.
As both of your messages go out, we're gonna take a small aside. As
Meanwhile, Hall of Evil.
no, not quite Hall of Evil, but it is a meanwhile. What's the best way to describe this? A recess in a canyon. Vehicles begin to pull up all clad in black. Coalition soldiers begin to man different perimeters around the area as they begin to set up a forward base camp. An individual with the same jet black armor, just with a large white skull painted on the front, begins to issue commands to various units. A couple of powered armor units take to the skies and begin to do an aerial patrol. And then a female figure steps out. Her helmet on as she listens to the radio communications buzzing through. She hears a familiar voice. She clicks her tongue, looks at the individual with the skull painted on his chest, and then proceeds to move forward, making busy her preparations. And that's where Rollsborne will call this session. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. We are out.